Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios in Bedford, Virginia, you're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness with your host, Brian Schley.
Hello, everybody. It's not Brian Schley. If you think that voice sounds a little bit better, more sexy, it's Trent in for Brian this week, Trent Warner. I'm here to welcome you. Ooh. Feeling a little pressure. Got to feel some shoes. Woody, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right.
All right.
I have a feeling this is going to be the highest rated downloaded Life, Liberty, Happiness
Can't wait.
in history.
Can't wait to hear the stats next week. And filling in my shoes over at the other side of the table is my brother Brad. How you doing, Brad?
Hello there.
Hey. Is that it? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
That's all we need for the rest of the show. Just feeling just like that.
I don't want to embarrass Brian right at the start.
Yeah. Well, my goal is at some point in the back of my mind to hear him say, "These idiots."
I'm probably getting a text with that now.
No doubt about it. So, everybody, welcome to the State Farm Studios, the David Honaker State Farm Studios. We thank him for his sponsorship, and welcome to the studio. And again, I'm Trent Warner, trying to fill in for what Brian does each week, which actually I do have a big appreciation for Brian, because when I had to do it, I was like, man, that's a lot of effort. So hopefully we'll get through it and it goes smoother than most weeks do.
And that is the rain they hear. It is a rainy day at the studio today, so we apologize if the microphones are picking that up as well. So
Yeah, it's picking up a little bit, but it sounds nice on a metal roof.
there you go.
It does.
Make people go to sleep in the first 5 minutes.
I might do that. The maybe you need to talk to the landlord. Does it leak anywhere?
Not yet, but I keep my eye out every time.
I know. Might have to look on that.
Don't you worry, I'm on that.
All right. Thank you, David Honaker, for sponsoring the studio and getting into a little bit of what we do this day in history. Just thought, because we sort of have a space theme to start this, so I tried to find a couple things here. But in 1997, I hadn't even heard of this story, but it was unidentified lights. It's like the biggest UFO thing, observation in Phoenix. I had to go look it up to see what it looked like. I kind of remember seeing that video, but it was like a stream of lights that looked like flares in the air.
Yep.
And so the official government quote was, some of the lights were caused by flares from a U.S. Air Force plane.
Well, what were the other ones then?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
That was the government response. We're already starting the 11.
Yeah.
We're getting to a segment at the end of the show that Brad will do. It's how does he get to 11 that fast? Look, he just got to 11 that quick.
That's it. He's there.
I was coming out of my chair quick.
There's a great movie. Okay, it's like a little B movie, found footage, but it's called The Phoenix Lights that they did. It's kind of like you remember the Blair Witch Project, that movie when that came out. It's kind of like that, but it deals with this incident, and it's pretty awesome because it's super realistic. So if you go down the rabbit hole looking at this event, that movie is well worth a watch.
Wow. What was the name of it again?
The Phoenix Lights.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes place during this event, but with found footage, and the way they did it is so, like, if you didn't know it was a fake movie, like if it was a movie, you would swear it was a documentary and it really happened. Like, it was so well done, but it wasn't in theaters or anything.
I'm not sure that I'll check it out if you're recommending it, because we'll get into that in a little bit.
My track record.
We'll talk about that. I'm a little worried about that.
I'm excited to talk about that.
We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, Phoenix Lights, and the government's official position was some of the lights were flares from a U.S. Air Force plane.
In several of the last episodes I've downloaded and listened to, you use the word semantics. When they start dancing around these words, and it happens so many times this week, even with gas prices.
Oh, yeah.
Leases, you had mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
But even, I just
play on words.
Yes.
But anyway, that was the quote, some of the lights. Also in space, in 1781, Uranus was discovered. I just thought that was pretty cool. Two space things.
I saw that printed, and I still laughed when you said it.
You can't go wrong if you want to bring up something about Uranus. Anyway.
See, I even noticed that the font was different, so that made me even laugh. Like, did you need a reason to?
I want to make sure I stressed it.
That's right. Italicize it.
You know, me and my fonts. So, anyway, that's where we go for this day in history. That's probably as smooth as what Brian would have done. I hope anybody can Would recommend that.
He's probably jealous right now.
This gone even better.
Even smooth as silk.
Yeah.
No worries.
We need to scratch through that little sign that says "By Brian Schley." He reminds me every week that this is his show. Yeah. When I asked Brad if he was going to come on, he says, "Don't we have to ask Brian first?"
I said, "Ask Trent if he got Brian's permission."
You might.
What did Brian call it? What did Brian call it? Me and you on the show together was
Warner Brothers,
Snagglepuss and Haas and Pfeffer or something. Anyway. All right, and I'm sorry, I lacked. I should have given the David Honaker phone number. If you guys want to reach out to him, it's 540-586-8194. Make sure we plug that for the people that make it possible for us to be here.
All right, thank you, David. Thank you, David.
All right. Thank you. All right, let's get into the drama. Do you got the drama cut?
I do, sir. Here we go.
Let's see if it goes smoother than other weeks. Had my doubts there. Sweet.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Oh, I'm so wrapped up in the preview.
I knew it. He's going to do that. Just like Drive to Survive last week.
I'll be back, y'all.
He's going to be watching it. That, if you didn't know what it was, that was a cut from the show Mandalorian. As recommended by Woody last week. He told us that that's something you definitely would fall in love with. I gave it 3 episodes.
So I was wrong. You didn't fall in love with it.
I mean, I'm very super critical about things, and it's hard for me to like space. Yeah. It's like I don't really believe in it.
I think when it comes to those movies and the Star Wars whole thing, you got spaceships, light speed, this, that, and the other, and I cannot unwrap myself from watching it thinking somebody's hiding around the corner and they don't know.
Oh.
There's a ship, but they don't know. Yeah. And it was like, how could they not know with everything else? But The Mandalorian, my son loved it.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm probably in the minority then, because I'm not a big Star Wars fan, and I know a lot of people are.
Well, he is 18.
Yeah.
But how old are you, Woody? I am 40, going on 12. But the thing about this show, okay, so for me, I do like Trek and I do like Star Wars, and I agree, like it's, you got to kind of like space. But this one, like this story to me is like an old Western. Like it's the least space-oriented Star Wars
I can see that
they've made, right? So like when you're watching, like, because one of my complaints, and I'm the biggest nerd I know, right? My biggest complaint about some of the Star Wars movies are they're too big. It's always the end of the universe in the movie. If they don't save this, it's the galaxy is doomed forever.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of like the smaller, like, okay, what's the little individual story taking place on this little planet over here?
That makes sense. I can pick that up.
And that's why I love The Mandalorian.
Now, I'm a Batman fan, and I kind of felt like this was Batman in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I got that jive, and I dig that, and I like Guardians of the Galaxy. And it had some humor in it, too, so I like that. And what brought it up was you said Carl Weathers was in it.
Yes.
And that was part of the Rocky stuff
He's good
I talked about.
isn't he?
He was really good. I liked his part. So, and the Baby Yoda thing. So when I said at work that I had watched Mandalorian, there's a guy in my office that is a comic book fan.
Yep.
And he's 30, and he said, "Oh, man, that is so awesome." And I was like, I don't know that I really got it. I was like, the Baby Yoda thing was kind of cool. And he said something about, that's what shocked the country, was that there was a Baby Yoda in this, that they weren't expecting that in the storyline.
That's right.
But my son told me, and not giving it away, I hope, that's not Yoda?
No, it's not. It's not. It's and it's this, but you don't know until you only watched 3 episodes.
That's all I could do.
You've got to ride it through, because then you find out more about this creature. So and that was like one of the good things about this series, was that they really didn't give you a lot, like, in the beginning. Like, you're really finding out new information, even though, like, oh, that looks like Yoda. Oh, that's a Mandalorian. That's Boba Fett. No, it's not at all. Huh. And then it's kind of all these little twists. But, like, do you know the guy? You saw the episode where the old man, right? He was like, I want to see the baby. You know who that is, right?
Was it Obi-Wan?
No.
He's like laughing at me. I don't know.
Well, I couldn't figure out. This is probably where you're getting with that too. Woody, is this a prequel? Because they have these movies has jumped all over the timeline.
All right, so this kind of takes place in between a few of the movies.
Okay.
So see, it's that's why it's so like I kind of like it because you're dropped into this random time and you don't need to watch the movies before or the movies after. Like it's just like you're in this moment of time and these characters, and that's why I actually like this better than the newest movies that they made.
Well, you know what I did like? It was only 40 minutes, so I could really stay tuned for one episode,
right?
And not. I was like, I can't wait. But I did decide to try and see if I get hooked. Based on your recommendation of 3 episods, and you'll be hooked, and it didn't.
And you didn't. Well, at least you tried it, though.
I did try.
Now, if you want to go down another rabbit hole, right?
Okay.
Not that it's a series, but the guy that played the old guy, right? The one that says, "I want to see the baby."
Oh, you never said who it was.
Yeah, it's his name is Warner Hurt. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's like German. He's the one that does those crazy documentaries. Like he did the Grizzly Man documentary about the guy that he was eaten by grizzly bears, and he was a grizzly bear expert.
Oh yeah.
So you need to look up him because the fact that he was in this, it was kind of a shock because he's like the most random, awesome documentary director ever. And here he is in this big Star Wars movie. So show. But I'm glad thank you for giving it 3 episodes. Yeah. I appreciate that. I'm sorry you didn't get hooked though. Like I thought you would.
I tried. I really did.
You tried. You gave it a go.
I'm hard to. I don't know. You kind of set in your ways at 53. But I did. Friday, Drive to Survive came out. That's the one that Brian and I mention all the time. And so I watched 3 episodes of that over the last 2 nights. I can't wait to get home and watch more of it. I'm hooked by that's the Formula One stuff. And this season is the first time Drive to Survive has followed a season that I have watched. So, and what I mean by that is I have watched the Drive to Survive series, all 3 seasons, and then watched my first racing season.
Is it a recap of the season, Drive to Survive?
Exactly. So now I know what happened in the races.
So I don't need to watch the races. I can just watch this show now.
Exactly. You can, but then it gives you all the characters, and then you look excited. You look forward to the next season to see what those characters do.
So this is in between. So the season happened.
Yep.
They're filming this during the season.
Yep.
And this gets you pumped up for the next season because now you know, that's awesome.
And now I know all the characters. And it was such a great season between the 2 smartest men I've ever... Like, you could make these 2 guys generals. One's from Britain and the other one's from Germany. And I need to talk to Brian next week because I know the two of you don't care at all. But no. I would say...
The preview was awesome. I love the trailer.
Yeah. But if I was going to start my own... whatever company, you could choose those 2 and succeed just because they're so hard charging.
Leadership, natural born,
and the other ones that aren't successful, like there's one that's they're a famous racing group. I can't think of them right now, but their leader says we are doing everything we can to try to finish 3rd again this year. Like, that's your goal? That's their goal. We can't beat Red Bull and Mercedes, but we are going to beat Ferrari.
Well, that's not bad if next year they move that to 2nd place.
They've been doing it for 30 years. It's anyway, I can't think of the group of them.
I've often said that I'm quite happy getting the 2nd place sales trophy every year at Southern Air.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Well, he said if we finish 3rd and Ferrari doesn't, that's tens of millions more. So he's happy with 3rd.
Yeah.
And that's where they end up finishing 3rd and 4th. That's the battle. But it's just the differences of leadership and their goals and their mindsets, where those other 2, I guarantee you, if you put them in McLaren, they'd be winning.
You know, I had one F1 race to watch, and that was the championship race, the very last race, the last season.
Yeah.
Brian, I was looking over his shoulder watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And not the worst instance could have happened in that entire race is the judges came in and made the decision. Yeah. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, Brian.
It's a different sport for sure.
Yeah. I said, nah, this isn't.
It's the European way. But it's interesting. And that battle, I can't wait till that part of the Netflix series. So that is the drama segment.
If it's put together well with film and footage, That would be, especially with it.
It is really well done.
HD TV, that kind of thing.
The colors and the sound, it is so cool. And the women.
Netflix, man, they do it up on on documentaries and stuff like that. It's hard to watch another documentary series by another company now.
Yeah.
Like they've done such a good job of just the drama part of it.
Well, you know,
check it out.
In the next month, we're going to Talladega to go to the infield in his motorhome, which, by the way, I forgot to say where Brian is. Brian is in Louisiana right now in his motorhome, visiting his son for the week for spring break. And they're traveling down there, getting all the kinks out of the new motorhome before we go to Alabama next month.
That's a good thing. By the sound of it,
he's already having some issues. Can't wait till he talks about that next week. So anyway, I told him this year is Talladega. Next year is Monaco.
Ooh.
Wow.
You got to watch that episode. Oh, my God. This is the coolest place. So, anyway, that's it for the drama segment. We're a little bit over on time by 3 minutes. This is when Brian usually gets the cutoff and he gives you that dirty look.
Max cutoff.
And Max cutoff. He reminds you of that. So, I told Woody we get some freedom this week to do as we wish.
That's right.
All right. So, let's move it into sports. So had some big news in sports this week. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get through this too. So, Marty, you're just going to have to bear this part of it. We'll get through the sports section of it. But we had the worst matchup in ACC tournament history in the finals. Do you know who that was?
I think I did watch that. Virginia Tech.
Tech?
Yeah, I missed the last 4 minutes. I don't know what happened.
I got a feeling I know. A lot of empty cans laying around you.
Yeah. It might have been an early to bed session.
So Tech played Duke in the final. The only way I could root for a Duke team would be if they played Tech. Right? That's, of course, the final that I have this year.
I think I was actually pulling for Virginia Tech.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just can't.
Just so I could tell Brian, my God, he loses against Carolina at home in his last game, and then yells at the crowd.
Oh yeah,
he got mean. It was just a grumpy old man.
Yeah, exactly, a little mouse face. Yeah, but the thing is,
bye.
The one time I root for Duke, didn't they lose? They can't. I've got to root for them now because they're against Tech, and they still lose the game. So it's like, just like his whole career, Krzyzewski makes it to the final and just can't do it, get over the top. So it's another loss for Duke. For the guy that's lost more than anyone else. So that we had that happen.
Brian is pacing around in his motorhome listening.
Yep.
I mean, he just...
Well, first off, who was he going to root for?
Well,
I mean, he's a Tech fan, right? Supposed to be in football.
Right.
Or if it's not Nebraska.
LSU baseball.
LSU now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baseball.
Come on.
And then Duke. That's actually all Tech fans had a tough time this week because they're Tech football fans, which they're less Tech football fans than there were. But then... Every Tech football fan is a Duke or North Carolina basketball fan. So every Tech basketball person this week had to see them beat their usual favorite team because they beat UNC and Duke. So let's just make sure we get that in there. And we got some sound of the championship. Let's cut 3, Woody.
Final seconds playing out.
Here it is. Jim Nance did that.
Fabulous tournament. Rebound into the hands of Hunter. Virginia with the all-time turnaround title.
Oh, how did we get that in there?
No.
Woody, did you sneak that in there?
No.
That's awesome. Wow. Kind of got that in there somehow.
Oh, man. Must be
what happens when Brian lets someone else take over. Nice job.
Mistakes could be made.
Yep. So we got the brackets coming up. That was UVA's championship, one of the best days of my life.
Have you ever, against the people... First, how many brackets do you fill out?
I only fill out one.
And is it for one event? I mean, one office pool, your own pool, family pool, friend pool?
So I tried. So we've got one at the office, and I filled it out right after I did the one for our family pool. Meemaw's in that one.
Right.
And now we do it with the kids. So 6 of us are in it because now they have spouses or they have, not spouses, but they got significant others that want to join us.
Yeah.
So... Perry had it set up that we could go on ESPN and all of us fill out a bracket. And then I filled out the office one right after that, and I can't remember who I picked. Like right after it,
right?
There's no way I can remember who I picked. So they're not the same, I'm sure.
So you're going to be surprised yourself when you look at.
Sometimes I root for the wrong team. And then I look down at the bracket and go, man, I should have been rooting for Oregon. I'm glad we won. So, yeah, that does happen.
I bet you I have filled out 2 brackets in my lifetime.
For real.
For real.
How did Mom have both of us?
I don't know. But I bet you my dad's not watching the game.
Oh, yeah, he's not watching it either.
So I think I got a little bit of that.
Oh, here's a story. I always love telling old stories. But back in the day when we only had 3 channels, the ACC tournament came on, and it bumped Martinsville or Alabama or Talladega. It bumped the race.
Like 25 laps to go.
Yeah.
It was.
My dad grabbed the phone and called the station to cuss him out about taking off the radio or taking off the race.
Yeah.
So,
for basketball of all
for
things.
Basketball.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of get that though, but you don't have that anymore. Anyway, I did get Brian's picks. I mean, he literally, and then there's the word literally, I say it all the time, but like all number ones.
Was that a criticism, literally? Was that a meemaw?
Yeah, that's a meemaw criticism that we say the word literally too much.
It's just semantics. I mean, that's all it is.
It's just semantics. So Brian's picks were his final 4: Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor.
Come on.
I mean, come on.
Just go down the bracket, take number 1, and say that's all of it?
So I call him, and I was like, dude, that's so lame. And he's like, well, that's who I think's going to win.
Well, that was some effort. I could do that. I've never filled out a bracket, but I think I would go with the number 1s and rack that and roll it all the way through.
Yep, that's what he's trying
Unless, how many years ago did UVA lose it?
Number 1.
Number 1 to 64.
We won't talk about that one. Then we've got.
Sorry, do we have that clip?
No, we don't have that one. Then he's got Gonzaga beating Kansas, and I've got Gonzaga beating Tennessee. And my probably big pick was putting USC in the Final 4. So that was my lowest pick in there. So that's the brackets that we did. And just a long basketball notes, Tennessee did win the SEC. Brian texted me and said this is the weakest year of the SEC ever because he knows my son goes to Tennessee.
All right.
His son going to LSU, and they fired their coach.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Interestingly, he's on the phone when the FBI has a sting, like all the stuff they could investigate the FBI. They're going to investigate college paying players, and now they can. But a few years ago, the LSU coach is on the phone saying, we need to pay him more if we're going to get him.
God.
Right.
And the college keeps him. He coaches 2 or 3 more years, and then they fire him this year because of the investigation. Just kind of crazy. So we sent Brian down to LSU to investigate that further. We'll just have to get him to report that. He's the on-scene reporter.
He's got a follow-up report?
Yeah.
It's Brian Ducey.
He's going to have to bring it back. He's our Ducey.
Yep.
It's our Dookie.
I like Brian Dookie on the scene.
Or Ducey, or he's our Putin on the scene.
I like Dookie. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Major League Baseball, some news. They're back in session. We talked about that last week, that there were strikes, but they have settled. And interestingly, the minor leagues are going to do robo-umps.
Oh, gosh.
They're moving to those automated umpires for a strike zone. So they're going to work on that. That's going to be interesting to see that. They're going to have pitching clocks. They're going to have larger bases, which I'm not sure why that was such an issue. And they are going to move to no longer shifts. So you know how they took the third baseman and they moved they had 2 second basemen? They're taking that out of the game. They're making you go back to where you're supposed to play, which I'm happy about that because I got tired of that.
Right.
It was
so the batter's not supposed to be good enough to hit to the third baseline?
I know that's what you feel like they should be able to do that.
Right.
But the same people that do the math say you have a better chance at hitting a home run than you do getting a bunt and scoring. So we don't mind the shift because we're just going to keep swinging for the fences. But it just looks so odd when they keep getting them out because there's 2 second basemen sitting over there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that they're doing that.
No, I don't know that I can see in tradition, and I don't follow sports, but the fake umpire. I don't.
Fake umpire?
The automated
the robo
umpire. I just can't see myself in baseball. The old natural baseball wooden bat still.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
I just can't see that being.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it. But have you noticed how good the umpires have gotten now to be right on with that automated thing? It used to be umpires could just make up their own strike zone. And when I was a kid, There would be umpires that had wide strike zones and umpires that had narrow. They have legislated that out of the game by having that TV square.
Right.
And they judge their competence based on being accurate or not. So
I can see that being a
really
report card per
That's what
umpire.
they were doing. Yep.
Wow.
And it helped, but that's kind of interesting. They're taking the next step and just going only to that. So we'll see how that works out. And then in NASCAR, did you watch a race this weekend?
I did.
You did? What'd you think? Chase Briscoe?
Yeah, I thought it was fine, and it just always seems to be the one car is able to pull away from the rest of them. They got just that setup is tweaked well enough. But I thought there was good racing behind them.
Yeah.
And, to be able to swing 7 and 8 wide on the straightaways.
I'm kind of falling for that. I kind of like that, how they're doing that.
Take the shortest route if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And luckily, it's a flat track.
Oh, we got a train
Hey,
coming.
we got a train. Isn't that a drinking game?
Oh, we need to
Where's
do that.
I got water.
We had rain and a train.
God.
Right on.
I think Brian called it in.
Mainly in Maine. Yeah, he did.
He did. He was like, hey, be sure to go by at this time.
Jerk. Yeah, I liked the race too. I thought I was waiting. I'd never seen what Chase Briscoe looked like, so I thought when he got out of the car, he'd be a cartoon.
Man, I know you and I've texted about that.
It drives me crazy.
They're doing it in the NFL also.
Yeah.
What in the world did they pay to have
Fox.
this contract done? It is Fox, yes. It is the dumbest.
Yeah. You're trying to promote a sport that you're supposed to be attracted to the driver.
Right.
But you don't know what the driver looks like.
No, and it's
don't put his face.
He
up
didn't
there.
look anything like the cartoon that popped up.
And oh my God, do you think he wished he had a hat? You see his hair come over?
I said, oh my God, a receding hairline.
His hair.
How young is
his
he?
hair was blowing out, and the wind was blowing, so he had the comb over, but it was like just 3 strands.
I saw it.
And he kept trying to fix his hair.
Well, how old is he? He's probably still in his 20s, right?
Yeah, I think he's in his 20s.
So even the poor guy has
lost his hair already.
Terrible.
He looked like our bus driver back in like 7th grade.
It's like shave your head, man, or wear a hat. Like
our bus driver.
He was looking around for his hat. You could tell he was going in the car, looking backwards. He was just waiting to somebody to bring me in.
He's gotta hate
embarrassing.
But he's probably got the hottest wife too, because he's a race car driver.
Well, that and they probably thought the wind's not going to affect the cartoon here.
Yeah, but man, that was hilarious. And then we also have sports news, big news that happened this weekend.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Tom Brady.
Unbelievable.
Retired for 40 days to be with his family. He was around them kids. He's like, man, I'm getting out of there.
He was in his mansion with his model wife and kids and thought, nope, I'm not going to do it. I got to go back to work.
He's like, I got to go.
She must need something.
Yeah.
They need another house.
Need another house somewhere. So she put him back to work. He didn't do it by choice.
I think she makes more than he does. Isn't she some hot supermodel?
Yeah, she's
I can't remember her name.
Giselle. What's her last name? I'll have to Google that. I'll Google that real quick.
All right,
for you.
let's get our research staff.
I'll effort that.
And we're missing our intern.
Yeah.
We would know that already.
It would. It'd be up on the screen for us.
And then I didn't have this in here, but I want to talk about it a little bit because it just happened Monday. If you know or don't know, probably one of the top 5 players, or 2 of the top 5 players, are on the same team. They're on the Brooklyn Nets. And they have been struggling earlier in the year because one of their stars, one of those 2, Kyrie Irving, refused to get vaccinated. And so he wasn't able to play. And then as some places relaxed their standards, he's allowed to play away games. But because he plays for the Brooklyn Nets, which is in New York, the city of New York won't allow him to play home games. He scored 50 the other night on the road. I mean, that's how good he is. He's actually kind of just a weird fella. He's one of those flat earthers. He doesn't believe so. He's just got some quirks about him. But he took a stand and has lost probably $25 million in his because he's only 15 million. He's lost half of his salary because he only plays away games. So oh man, it got quiet.
Oh my gosh! Oh, wow. Start the show over.
I got a little earthquake or something coming next. So Kevin Durant, who's the other stud, who might be the best player in the NBA, Kevin Durant said, "How is it that our home games now, Kyrie can come to the home game? He doesn't have a mask on. He's sitting on the bench with the other team, but he's not allowed to play." And in the stands, there's no mask. I can see you going to 11 right now.
He's out of his chair.
Yeah, you're coming out right now. So in the game, he can't play. So, and Kevin Durant finally said at a press conference, why can't he play? The reason he can't play is because our mayor won't give in. And so Jalen Rose, who has a show on ESPN, he said, come on, KD, Kevin Durant, you got to have some sympathy here. We lost 1,300 employees in the city of New York because of the vaccination. They wouldn't get vaccinated. We can't change the rules for one basketball player.
That's not the point.
Exactly. What's the weird part of that statement? The bad part of that statement is you lost 1,300 employees, which is probably in your healthcare group, your services group, right? And you lost 1,300 employees.
No, it's talent that we've been finding that you can't replace out there. And to lose it over the rules like that and the vaccination.
I'm telling you, it's just
it doesn't make sense. I mean, even early on when it went on in the mask, I just couldn't wrap my arms around it. So I refused to go out to restaurants. To think that I had to wear a mask to walk to my table, but then those magic germs couldn't get me while I'm eating.
Yeah,
but I could take my mask off.
All show.
It's just show.
Just show. So that's the end of the big sports. So we have a little bit of local sports here to add too, and because Brian's not here, we get to talk about more schools than just Liberty High School. So
that's a fact.
Believe it or not, there are other high schools that are around that are local.
No.
There is one called JF. And believe it or not, what's really cool is I was just trying to find local news stories here. I had no idea about this, but a cross-country runner at JF finished third in nationals.
What?
Yeah. She's only a sophomore. She finished 4 seconds behind the person that won nationals.
Lord.
Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. So big congrats to her name is Zoe Lamana. She's a sophomore at JF. And also a JF product. And this was not me looking for JF stuff to talk about. It just happened to be. But we would have skipped all this. So the Virginia Tech Pitcher of the Week, she was at Virginia Tech, is Emma Lemley. And I coached at the same time. Her dad coached the girls team at the B team at the middle school. And she was a really good basketball player too, but obviously her sport was softball. And she ended up Pitcher of the Week in the ACC. So congratulations to another JF product.
Well, that also shows from last week's show. Yes, I did listen. That
amongst many people,
amongst many others,
the big crowd.
Wait till you see the stats from this show, though.
Oh yeah.
So in the end,
we'll see what Meemaw's criticisms are next week.
Last week, the playing more sports than just one, where I thought that was great to be here from the perspective that from the coach to understand these people need to do other things.
Oh yeah,
these students, these kids.
Yeah, the athletic director.
The athletic,
yeah. That's it's so.
That was powerful.
Yeah.
Larry Kidd. Yes.
There's Emma Lemley doing that. She played multiple sports in middle school, high school, and then she found, of course, her niche. So congrats to her. And the Seminole Player of the Year district in basketball was from EC Glass. I feel like I'm breathing really heavy all of a sudden. Can y'all hear that? It's like a
Meemaw will let you.
She'll tell me.
She'll tell you.
She'll tell me.
You know.
It'll be on my list next week.
Thank you, Meemaw. We appreciate you.
I do appreciate that she sends Brian the stuff that he does wrong. But
it is my favorite thing. Please never stop doing that.
I can't wait.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What do you need to just give her your email address so she can send it to you direct?
Yes. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll have a list that surprises him every episode.
Oh, perfect.
This is great.
Oh, he'll lose it. You talk about going to 11.
He gets mad.
Great.
He will remind us it's his show and that I'm fired. So
Max cut off.
Yep. Oh yeah, we are a little bit running over. So that's local sports. That was Dre Harris. I'm sorry, was the EC Glass player that was player of the year, and he's only a junior. So good things to look forward to next year. Sports was brought to you by Grizzly Garage Doors.
Where can you find a reliable garage door? Central Virginia area looks to Grizzly Garage Door LLC. Jed is a veteran of the military and provides exceptional service for both residential and commercial. Grizzly Garage Door is your place to go when you want the best. If you're building a new home or not sure what type of door is right for you, go to www.grizzlygaragedoorllc.com. For new doors, existing doors, repairs, or replacements, they even have emergency service capabilities too. Call 434-277-2765.
right. Thank you, Grizzly Garage Doors. I'll be calling you soon. All right. So what I want to make sure we do in the national news for what's happening.
Oops.
We have that? Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, here we go. Now, here's where it
was working so smooth, too. Here we go. I would have done it. It sounded almost identical, like an echo. I need to watch an old show, What's Happening. Wouldn't that rerun?
Yeah, the intro is the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that little move, we had a little dance move. Anyway, national news. I want to make sure we stay focused. And I know we've got Ukraine stuff, and I know we got war stuff, but we've got stuff that's happening here in our country that we can't lose focus on. But my problem is the people that are going to ask the questions of, you got to hear what. I mean, I just saw this on TikTok the other day about how Kamala answers a question. It's like you try to give a book report and give a lot of words and hope that the teacher just agrees with you.
Filler.
But the thing that I saw, Michael Scott, he does this. He's in The Office. I know you don't watch The Office very often, do you?
I do watch that one.
Oh, man, I'm really comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But listen to this. Let's go with Kamala and then Michael Scott, how they answer questions. Cut 4.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us.
David, here it is. My philosophy
Michael
is
Scott.
Basically this, and this is something that I live by, and I always have, and I always will. Don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone for any reason ever, no matter what.
So identical.
No matter where.
Just please.
Or who you are with.
Please think I'm smart.
Yeah.
Or where you are going, or.
And she sells it with like her hand
where
movement.
You've been.
Like we're going forward from what we've done in the past.
Ever.
Oh, so
for any reason whatsoever. Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just find it along
That's
the way.
perfect.
That is.
I just wonder when I watch her doing it, and I just can't figure out when is she going to realize that she has said nothing and just stop. When's she going to stop mid sentence?
She doesn't.
And hold her head down and go, I just can't believe I just said all those words.
It's so funny.
She's so
the laughter one that just did the latest, I guess, greatest.
Yeah.
When a friend in need is a friend in. Are you really?
Well, she wasn't even going to answer the question that was directed to her. She was waiting for the Polish.
Yeah.
She couldn't keep up that 2 questions were asked.
Yeah.
God.
Asked her the first question and then followed up with him, and she just turned and.
If I cackle my way out of it, everybody will think I'm just so smooth. That's infuriating.
Terrible. Yes.
Go to 11. Go to 11.
I went to 11.
But let's not forget what's actually going on here that we have some real issues with, and that's what we'll talk about is what
Mr. Ellis, I think
a
this
real
idea
leader
that
sounds
has been
like. This is Reagan.
Spawned here in our
Let's
country.
talk about inflation.
Sorry about that.
No, let's jump into it right there. It's perfect timing. But this is Carter. Carter went from inflation of 4.8% to 18%. Let's hear what Ronald Reagan had to say about that.
That inflation somehow came upon us like a plague and therefore it's uncontrollable and no one can do anything about it is entirely spurious, and it's dangerous to say this to the people.
Now, this is the beginning of it.
When Mr. Carter became president, inflation was 4% on inflation because in January, at the beginning of the year, it was more than 18%. Since then, he has blamed to the people for inflation OPEC. He's blamed the Federal Reserve System. He has blamed the lack of productivity of the American people. He has then accused the people of living too well.
Oh, they are.
And that we must share in scarcity. We must sacrifice and get used to doing with less. We don't have inflation because the people are living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well. And the last statement, just a few days ago, was a speech to the effect that we have inflation because government revenues have not kept pace with government spending.
Well, that's just it's appropriate for today. I mean, it's just the same guy. It's the same. Carter is Joe Biden, and we have Reagan, and probably Trump was as close to Reagan in my lifetime as any president has since Reagan. So we're running.
I thought about that going down the road, even just recent. Is that I remember as a kid, we only had the 3 channels, but when Reagan came on, and you had to pretty much watch it, I was 10. 11 at most.
That's right.
I understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
So obviously he didn't have the Kamala effect where now at 51 years old, I have no idea what she says.
Yeah.
There's no answer.
There isn't an
But
answer.
when he would speak in those White House briefings or the round table or from the Oval Office, I could understand what he was saying.
I'm happy that I found that, because it just sounded exactly, since 1980 to 2022, it's the same thing. It's the same excuses you're getting over there. And that I remember Obama saying, you're just going to have to start learning to live uncomfortably. And that's one thing I love about Trump is that's not the answer.
No.
And one thing I really am upset about the gas prices, it's induced. It's happening to us because of decisions that we're making. And now I sound like Kamala, right? I'm going to try to, what we've done in the past
you do your hand.
is what we have to do now.
Is what we're doing every day. But to me, if you wanted, our country was built on capitalism, the market, what wins. And if you noticed what was happening, and I don't totally disagree with incentives to spur things, okay? But at some point, it's got to survive on its own. And so if the electric car is going to survive on its own, it's somebody like Elon Musk making it work. And I've seen more electric cars before the inflation, before gas prices. He was figuring out, he became an American hero that people wanted to go get a Tesla, right? Yeah. Enough so that even in the Super Bowl this year, not just because gas prices started jacking.
They started going up, yes.
But the electric market, if you will, is a percentage of it. And so that's what should be making gas prices either go up or go down, because the market is what's happening. Not the government trying to penalize people for using gas.
Yes.
And that's what they're doing.
Right.
They want you to feel bad because you might have to pay $7 of gas that you'll go buy that electric car. That's what they say. We want you to pay $7, go buy an electric car. That's literally what they're saying.
Yeah. So do the math. Yep. And I remember you were a mathlete.
There's no math.
The math in the cost of an electric car averaged $60,000. Mm-hmm. You can buy boat ton of gasoline for having to think that I got a paid for 2015 vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't need to go. That's $63,000 worth of gas I can buy.
Now, technically, if I'm going to go buy a new vehicle, I'm going to go buy a new gas vehicle. It's going to be about the same thing, right? So I know what they're trying to do. They're just trying to penalize you.
Sure.
For going to build something or going to buy something we don't want you to buy.
What I noticed also in the latest commercials, and I think this goes back to they're not going to invest unless they know what they've sold. Mm-hmm. You have to pre-order the Chevrolet pickup truck.
If you can get them.
If you can get them. Right, no. Mm-hmm. But that's just it. I don't think it's so that they know they're going to make 80,000 trucks. Mm-hmm. I think they want to know that they're going to only get 35,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead and get the pre-sold total to know what you have to build for that year.
Yeah, there is no supply chain that allows inventory anymore. That's no doubt about that. So anyway, that's our national news. Make sure we do our little What's Happening. And What's Happening was sponsored by State Farm.
Why do we trust State Farm to handle all of our insurance needs? Because we know them by name. It starts with David Hallnaker. David is our local State Farm representative. If we have questions, we know we have someone we can trust. It's nice to be on a first-name basis with our agent. Unlike other insurance companies that hire celebrities to shamelessly promote some cheap insurance, David Hallnaker is backed by a proven company that when you need them most, they are there. And like a good neighbor, David is there. Call 540-586-8194 or go by their office, which is located by Arby's on 460.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We've got, I had a little cut because we were going to try to talk to the intern. And I couldn't remember her name. Like, I'm the kind of person, if I shake your hand, before I've let go of your hand, I've already forgotten what you said your name was.
I'm in sales and you think there'd be a technique. Nope. I'm already thinking about my punchline before.
There's no special formula that...
No.
So the technique I use is I try to... what do they call it? Name
association.
Yes. Yeah. Association by name. So when she said Casey, I was like, what was it, Stacy? Like 5 minutes later. She said, no, like the band, Casey and the Sunshine Band. So this little song, we were supposed to talk to her today, but she's sick.
Now she's your intern, Woody?
Well, actually, she's graduated. She is the marketing and production assistant. So
wow.
Yeah, she is graduated from intern status.
Oh.
Well, that didn't take long, did it? Or did I miss that many shows?
Shouldn't we have broken her in a little bit?
make her earn the job. No, she's doing great. She's keeping, my main thing now is organization, because when you start a business, especially with mine, like you start off with a few clients and it's okay. Like you can, but then, the more services you start, the more people you start servicing, stuff starts. And that's my main thing. I need somebody to kind of like make sure nothing's falling through the cracks.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool to do that. That's good. I'm glad to hear you're growing.
Yeah.
Well, so she's not an intern. She's full time.
She's full time.
So she landed full time and then just called in sick.
And called in sick.
What's
She's already on vacation.
What's up with that? Yeah. Tell her she has to make up for it.
How many of those personal days do you get in this plan?
Yeah. I need to update the employee handbook apparently.
Yeah.
So.
You might want to check that out. I'm sure you do it on the fly, right?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll get.
That's her first. That's her first project. Hey, we need an employee handbook made.
Can you decide how many vacation days we should take here? I really have no clue.
That's awesome. Well, I do want to take this time because I wanted to do it anyway. I wanted to kind of get her a chance to introduce herself a little bit, but we can do that and then in ensuing weeks if she's decided to come back. I don't know. She's on that long-term vacation.
She might be. She might be like Brian. Renegotiates her contract every week.
She used a sick day for an interview.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you'll get the resignation.
I'll have to have another name for you on the next episode.
We'll some more music.
We'll figure out another song.
Another one bites the dust. Maybe.
That's right.
Do that.
Oh man. Look at you go.
Oh, good job.
All right. Well, I got Queen on the mind. I got that Pressure song.
That's not Queen.
Another one bites the dust.
No, but Pressure. Under Pressure.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it was Under Pressure.
No, that's good. Yeah. No.
Queen.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
Not.
Yeah. Yep. You mean effort that? I'll effort that while we're.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. You're gonna argue. Like he come out of his seat to argue.
No, I didn't go to.
I like how you just waited it out. You're like, no, it is. No, it is.
It's like when you know something, you can just stay calm. You don't have to really argue. But Woody, why don't I talk a little bit? I wanted her to introduce herself a little bit, but I want you to talk about what you got going on because, like every week, I'm reading you're doing more and more. So what's going on lately?
Awesome. Oh, so what the big thing like right now? All right, so in my business, I got into it because I love to create.
It doesn't matter. No, I'm just kidding.
I love to create, and so like you
Max Cut.
That's it. That's my segment. You may play the the Casey song again.
All right, I'll shut up.
No, and I try to like create in-house stuff every so often just to kind of like keep my energy level high for creating for others. Mm-hmm. And yes, I mean podcasting has been just a unexpected. I want to say hit, but that sounds like I'm like ego. But it's a success. So with the shows here, we've been doing it for now 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. The downloads are great. The radio station, which was kind of like Brian's idea, he said, I want to do live. And that got me thinking, well, what's a way that I could broadcast live for all the shows? And that's what we did the radio station. Listeners are great. And then I started doing my other podcast again, and the numbers are there. Like it's really flattering.
Didn't you post the other day? I know you don't want to brag on yourself a little bit. Was it like 1 million downloads?
Yeah.
Is that what the
over? And I looked up the downloads, and over all of the shows, right, that we do on Grove Street FM, and then my personal, like I do 2 true crime podcasts. Over all of those, over the last year, we've gone over 1 million downloads.
Wow.
And for in the podcast world, I try to tell people like it's there's a ton of podcasts. That's no joke. It's a very saturated field, but to get the downloads that we're getting is we're in the top 10%. Like the shows that are here are in the top 10%. So just because they aren't in the charts, that doesn't really mean anything because the charts are just these algorithms and they're kind of the crazy unicorn that you try to get. But the fact that our shows get the numbers they get it's really flattering. It's a testament to the, consistency though, like you were saying about
quality of the product.
That's right. You go through, the effort to go through a show and keep it consistent, and then people get in the routine.
How many shows do you do now?
We do, let's see, six on Wednesdays and a few more scattered through the week, and then my own. And then we're actually starting 2 more. We've started an 80s one, Lost in Time. And then the D-Day Memorial is going to start one in April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that is one that was one where they saw the other shows broadcasting, and they were kind of interested in doing their own. And they called me, and that was like that was really exciting because one, they have endless content. They could just interview some of the most amazing stories. And it happened right after the episode with the ship. The USS.
Yeah.
It happened like the week after that. So it all kind of hit at the same time. So
did you hear the background story? Not the background story, the day after story. After what was her name? The Forstall story. Mm-hmm. Did you hear that Brian didn't tell you?
No, I don't know anything about it.
So I'm sitting there, I'm having a beer. Mm-hmm. Erica has a friend coming over to the house.
Yeah.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah.
We're sitting there having this whole conversation, and she says, "Yeah, I just did this podcast yesterday." And I was like, "This sounds so familiar." And I was like, "Did you do it with Watts Creative Studios?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Brian and Trent." And she goes, "Oh my God, I never even thought Trent. That's your brother."
Yeah. That's really cool.
So it was a small world that she was, in our living room the next day. And so we learned a little bit about that story and her effort.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was cool.
There's so many little cool things since I've been doing this that people say, "Hey, I heard such and such." And I was like, "Oh man, that's really cool." So that's, and the Facebook posts, people have started to see that and talk to me about it. So
good.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
It's funny because like, you do a show. Right, you do the show, and then you kind of just put it out there. You forget, next day it kind of comes by. But the people that have been through the studio and been on this show, and been on some of the other shows, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. Like Megan Kelly has called in.
Yeah,
and then you hear a story like that, and then who is the sports guy that was a few weeks ago?
Yeah, Aaron.
Mm-hmm. His episode skyrocketed.
Yeah,
that's been the highest downloaded thing ever, and still gets downloaded.
Yeah, we got to have him back too.
Yeah, that was great.
But the really cool thing I think about this, and it's just you said there's saturated market. However, people of my ilk, I can't tell you how many people that don't know what a podcast is.
Yeah.
And podcasts started out, in my opinion, I could be wrong on this, but podcasts started out the wrong way where they still use the word subscription.
Yes.
So people think they have to pay. Like right. Rush Limbaugh, when Rush Limbaugh started a podcast, I thought I had to pay. When I was like, I listen to him every day. Why would I pay for his podcast?
Right.
I only know now that it's free. So now when I forward it, I try to say, this is a free sign up. You should subscribe.
And it still says on all the sites, subscribe.
Yeah.
Touch here, click here to subscribe.
And I think that's been one of the things. So these shows are 2 years old now, over 2 years old. It's taken a while to actually tell people what a podcast is around here, right? Like, I mean, not that it's, we're in a bubble, but we kind of are.
Yeah.
And I think that now that you're breaking through that and that we are in that barrier where, we produce these things ourselves. We're not in some, owned by some big mothership.
Yeah.
We publish them ourselves. We edit them ourselves. And I think that now people are starting to catch, and that's why the million download mark is like for podcasting. That's that's just a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think that people, and the amount of shows that you do, because I don't think they understand, the average amount of shows that a podcast does and then they just stop is 7.
Okay.
That's
wow.
it. Like, people lose steam after that. People lose interest and they just drift away. I mean, we're on like 100 shows for this almost. Like we're well on our way. So it's like, the more consistent quality guest content conversation. So I am really that number, it's a very because there are over 500,000 podcasts in Apple alone.
Wow.
So you put that we're in the top 10% of that. Yep. It's just
well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That's great.
But I honestly I
So this is you putting that together, not Brian, right? So he's getting no credit
about it.
Just an idea.
No,
just an idea.
His name is just on the graphic. Really?
He saw that you had a window with a microphone.
Yeah.
So he just rode your coattails. Good job, B.
Yeah, exactly. That's him.
No, I will have to say, Brian puts in, he is probably one of the most consistent hosts. Mm-hmm. And that's why, and like Life Liberty was the first one we started here. Mm-hmm. And it's been kind of the one that people ask about, people start listening to first, and then they start listening to the other shows. So it's kind of that it's that kind of rock in the.
Like I said, I hate to give him any credit too, but having to put this one together, I was like, oh my god, how's he do this every week?
You did a great job. Though. Yeah, I mean, you were really detailed. Clips smooth. Attached, perfect.
Oh man,
it sounded like the sound bites got hit right on time too.
They did. Everything is just clicking. Well, the rain stopped.
Let's move into Have At It, which is sponsored by CS Business Services.
It's tax season again. Uncle Sam and his Ponzi scheme is hard to figure out by yourself. If you own a business, you know now how hard it is to navigate through new tax laws and changes of the code. I hired an expert to do my business taxes and personal ones. CNS Business Service provides me with professional options I was looking for. But they don't only do taxes, they handle payroll, bookkeeping, and many other professional services. Don't wait and learn from my mistakes. Be proactive and hire the best. Call today at 540-586-1120 or go by and see Charlene. They're located at 1029 Turnpike Road, Suite G, or for us who live in Bedford, it's behind the Y. CNS Business Services, where professionals work.
All right, so we're stepping down a little bit from our usual Have At It, what we usually have each week. We're going to let Brad take over this week. And what's your segment? What are we going to get into?
I don't know. It's just Brian coined a phrase with me years ago, sitting in the truck hunting.
Which is the best. If you think this is fun, you should sit in the truck with
Woody,
them.
you got to go with us one time. I mean, groundhog hunting.
That's another show. We could just I'll bring a mic and just,
bobcat hunting.
Oh my God, bring a No, you do not want to go bobcat hunting.
I mean, the arguing that two guys can have is just incredibly fun.
So Brian often said, "Man, you just go to 11," and which we've brought that up several different times. So
he doesn't go from 4 to 10; he just instantly goes to 11. Like what angers him?
It just snaps out.
He'll snap. Yeah, he snaps.
So in the end, and the difference where I call it's passionate about it. I don't snap in anger, but I'm definitely passionate about what I believe.
Oh yeah, them veins will pop passionately.
But I've been working out. Have you noticed the veins? You ought to see. Let me take my shirt off and show you.
So, hey, Woody was a bodybuilder. You guys can work on this.
The funniest thing.
Really?
Yeah. It was a different life. Obviously.
I had to get some pointers. Obviously, I'm not doing it right. Why does my gut still stay here? Is that beer?
Well, I would think so.
Oh, I thought you could work those off.
So what makes you go to 11?
Fake enthusiasm.
Fake enthusiasm.
Fake enthusiasm. Semantics is part of that, to where they just say words. But the fake enthusiasm drives me insane. And just recently, we all had to listen to the Hours of Lies from the State of the Union. Oh. We all know we're paying more. We know all the reasons why. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, at the end of the State of the Union, you had to have caught this piece where Kristen Gillibrand, a senator. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a senator. I think they're on a plateau. Okay, they do a job. Mm-hmm. But I mean, just to hear this part of what she had to say.
I was screeching, "Go Joe," the whole time. I was like inappropriate in every way. I kept stepping up and saying, "Go Joe, go Joe." I was jumping up the whole time. I keep trying. Go Joe. Yes. Oh, this lady too. She started.
So now in this segment, anyway, and Woody, you saw this.
Yes.
In this segment, she's just as bad. And I mean, it is infuriating to me to think that he doesn't care.
He wasn't even
understanding what she said, not a word.
No.
But then, as bad as she was, to think she's cheering on and she can't get too many words into him, and he's not enthused at all. But he turns 45 degrees to his left, bends over, and headbutts the woman standing next to Kristen Gillibrand.
Oh.
You have got to watch this video, and it's just like, Woody, what did you call it?
But it's called bunting. It is where it is where an animal is marking its territory with it's scent. And it is rubbing its gland on their forehead.
So
it's
I didn't see that happen until you sent that.
It's literally a thing.
Like. It does. It's like she's sort of attractive, semi-attractive, and he just keeps leaning in, like almost like he was going to kiss her.
Right. I thought, my gosh.
And then he headbutts her.
What if she would have slapped him? Wouldn't that have been just amazing?
How is this not a bigger story?
I don't know, but I mean, you just can't give up that fake excitement and enthusiasm. Gosh. Which my boss, he listens to this show. Mm-hmm. And he and I have known each other for years and years. And in our previous life, we had to go to conferences.
You're fired tomorrow.
So we had to go to these conferences. And man, just the fakeness of being able to sit there. We used to go out and going to a conference and out of town. You were going to be there for 2 days. Everybody went out. Everybody had drinks.
This was y'all's previous employer.
Yes.
Right.
Previous employer. Yeah. So we would go to these big conferences and we knew that this was going to be a bad one. And so we went out. We were the only two that went out of 300-400 people across the country of this,
pre-COVID.
Yes. Oh, definitely. And so this was 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So he and I, we go out, we drink way too much. We get in way too late. And I'm sitting in the conference room and I'm holding my head in my hands, sweating it out. And I look across the conference room, and there's Adam. Adam is over there, and his face is so blood red, and the sweat is just pouring out of him. And here comes the fakeness. They start playing Rocky. And I'm going, no, this is not going to happen. And the people leading the seminar come running out in Adidas sweatsuits and yelling to the top of their lungs, everybody, let's get up. Let's get the blood moving. Let's do some exercises now. And I mean, the whole place. I thought everybody's going to think this is raw. This is not going to happen. And all these minis stand up and they're starting to do jumping jacks. And I'm still sitting down, sweat rolling off of me. I look across the place and there's Adam. He's still sitting down too. I was like, we just probably had cursed our boss, got a phone call. The only two not participating in this 400-person event is your two managers. So, I mean, just the fakeness. I can't do it. I couldn't have done it if I was sober. I couldn't have done it if I was sober.
Yeah, I can't be uncomfortable like that.
It just doesn't work for me for people to. We used the word a little while ago that was patronizing.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
man, you came up with a big one.
I got that from Imus.
We don't get that most weeks.
Patronizing. Yeah. I mean, remember Imus was famous for. Oh God, just don't patronize me.
Yeah,
and I would have loved to have seen Joe Biden tell Kristen Gillibrand that, hey, just stop. This is not necessary.
First off, it wasn't even registering what she was saying.
No, but I mean, for her own fakeness to be that fake and take it to that to her 11 is different than mine.
Yeah. Well, I like that one. That was good. You got any more 11s?
Taco Bell.
Ooh. The drive-through.
I do so many times.
Everything just pisses you off. Taco Bell.
Well, you got to get this one. You cannot tell me. As a company, how does this make sense that their number one item that I hear and ask about, everybody says, oh, yeah, you got to have the quesarito. It's so easy as a driver, and I drive thousands of miles, is I go there, I pick it up, and I'm out, and I got an easy lunch as I'm bolting off. Well, I pull up there, and I said, I'd like 2 quesaritos. Sir, we don't have the quesaritos here. You have to order that on the app. I said, okay. Well, do you make them here? And he says, yes.
But you can.
But I can't order it here.
You can't order from the speaker.
You can't order from the speaker. No. You have to download and order through the app to get their number 1 through 5 top items. Mm. And so I go up to the window and I order something different. And oh, God.
He's 11. Look, you're witnessing it right now.
That puberty-ridden mother effer.
You got to get the sound.
He just said, the 7-layer burrito is the same thing. Well, then what the F is it not called?
Meatball's writing that one down.
Why is it not called a quesarito then, if it's the same thing? Which it's not.
I've never even heard of a quesarito.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love one, but order it through the app.
Yeah, you got to download the app, though, first.
That is ridiculous.
So, yes.
What is the logic behind that?
I don't understand it. I actually drove through the window, and nicely I asked the young lady handing the stuff. I said, is that for real? You can't order this here? And she said, yeah. And I said, so you make them here. Can I just order through the window here without the microphone hearing me? And she goes, no. She said, I can't believe it. She says, everybody drives up here and says, it's absolutely ridiculous. Huh. We have more complaints all the time. I'm like, Well, somebody made a company decision. But I will tell you this, opposite from 11 is I went to one and they obviously got the memo that people hate it. So this one Taco Bell, you can drive up and get the quesarito. And I won't say who it is because they probably have the company come down on them. But you drive up tomorrow. You drive up, order the quesarito, you get the quesarito.
That's
my 11.
It's like the difference between Chick-fil-A and whatever.
Everything.
Everything. Chick-fil-A it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Anyway, that's great, Brad. Thanks for bringing that.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
now
cool.
everybody would be just as mad as me.
Go to Taco Bell and order a quesarito. Just go through the window and complain about it.
Yes, and that should be, and then all of a sudden they will have it make a sensible decision to say if you serve it and you sell it, why can't you get it?
It'll be fixed next week after this.
After this
airs.
1 million download.
Yeah, it's gonna be fixed next week. I got faith.
Well, thanks for letting me spout.
Yeah, very good. Probably pull down your stress level a little bit.
The veins are.
Like his neck goes out like remember Incredible Hulk? His eyes would turn green. That's what it
won't like me when I'm angry.
How about business highlight? Do we still have that music?
Oh yeah. Look how smooth that was.
Yeah, look at that, man! I swear it's the smoothest week it's gone.
Clicking.
That's business highlight here in Bedford is or near Bedford is Peaks of Otter Lodge. So I looked this up because I looked up great businesses. This was the best place to work in Bedford. That was some list I was looking at, but it was the Peaks of Otter Lodge. It's the only hotel on the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia.
I would have never guessed.
You would have thought there had been at least some motel or something along the way or whatever, but it says hotel. And would you have guessed they have 125 employees?
No.
Yeah.
But friends of mine said that they make it a if they still have it, and this has been years ago, but they make a Sunday trip out of it for the breakfast.
Oh yeah, I've been to the little breakfast area. It's great.
Oh man, I got to try that out.
So that's the big news, and then they got an annual revenue of almost $3 million. I was like,
wow, that's
pretty
good.
Incredible. So
congrats to them.
Highlight. Yep. All right, I'll get a little turn the page as we go out the door. A little Bob Seger.
Yep. Well, thank y'all for having me today.
It was a good show. Loved having it. I think it was a big improvement. Probably come down a little bit next week.
Yeah,
I think come back. Can't wait to hear about his motorhome if he makes it all the way back.
That and the report. Hey, don't let him come home empty-handed without his homework.
No, Brian Dukey.
Yeah.
Brian Dukey's got to find out what happened. Why the coach get fired?
Yeah. So I got to turn the page to see who's listening. I've got a new chapter in my life, turning the page. So I'll be moving. Got that big word coming up. So we'll see who knows that. I'm just going to Gray's Mill.
Oh, I was going to say. I was like, wait a minute.
You go ahead.
You better breaking news. Is this?
It was going on.
Damn near 12.
And I haven't told anybody yet. So we closed on a house, and Marty and the boys they'll be moving up here this summer. So making a big announcement. Thank you. Yeah,
right on.
Forward to it. Yeah. So we'll be able to be local more often. So I'm looking forward to that. Changing the life. So we're going to turn the page.
There you go.
Everybody have a great week.
Playing star again. There I go. Turn the page. Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Most times you can't hear them talk, other times you can. All the same old cliches. Is that a woman or a man? And you always seem outnumbered. You don't dare make a stand. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing star again. There I go, turn the page. million miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away as the sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening as you lie awake in bed, with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what you said. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go playing the star again. There I go